Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of the Supernova podcast. Today I'm with Jadon and Kevin. Hi guys.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good, how are you?
Good.
Okay, so today they're going to explain to us their project. So go ahead guys, I'm all ears.
Okay, I'll begin. So our project is called Rogue Cell, and it is a board game. If I want to get into the specifics of it, it's a cooperative bag building, deck building, roguelike board game. And it's inspired by microbiology and kind of helps people to grasp concepts within the realm of science in an easy way because they're in a state of playing and having fun.
Oh wow, this is incredible. This is so cool. And can you tell us more about it? Like how was your process? How are you doing today with the project? And any detail you want to tell us?
For sure. So I guess as a bit of like a background here, when I was really young, probably grade 5 or so, maybe grade 4, I played a game online, a flash game, and it was an RTS or a real-time strategy game, and it was taking place within a cell, and you basically had to manage it. And as you were playing the game, you learned about all these science concepts and stuff like that because that was how the game functioned, right? And through playing this game over and over again, because I loved it so much, I actually ended up learning university level microbiology while still in grade 5 without really realizing it. And so when I got older, I kind of realized how effective that was as a learning method for me. And I was like, man, we should do more stuff like this for people to learn things. So originally I intended to make a video game for my MRP, but I don't have a lot of experience with game development and coding and stuff like that. So what I ended up doing was switching over to a board game instead because you can still play, you can still have fun with a board game, but it's a little bit easier for me to develop, especially because I do have a background playing and designing board games already. And so that led us to where we are with Rogue Cell. Where it's all themed around microbiology, and when you learn the way the game works and you play it over and over again, you begin to slowly grasp all this science and stuff that we've named all the different features and mechanics after. And so as for where we are at, we just placed the order last week to get our high fidelity prototype printed. After doing several rounds of playtesting, and they just arrived a couple days ago. So those are sitting at my office at home because I have to clean them up a little bit. But yeah, so we're looking good. Yeah.
That's incredible. Hopefully we can see your board game soon on Industry Day. And how was your collaboration with Kevin? How did this collaboration start from biology to... What's your background, Kevin? Just to put people on context.
Yeah, so my background is basically marketing. And other than marketing, I'm also like... I ran like a business in the past. So it was like a startup of sorts, but it was in the crypto niche. So I was just trying to collaborate with Jadon because I saw the potential of the product itself about bringing gaming and education together. And since he was already passionate about the product, I already had a founder who is like knees deep in the product and also with a vision to make this like a big product of sorts, which can reach people and which can also educate and make it fun while educating people and especially kids. And due to like the current landscape of how kids these days are very invested in social media and also kind of oblivious to whatever is happening in the world, I wanted to find a way to have something which is in real time and not a digital escape for them, which is like mind numbing content. So when I heard about Jadon working on this board game, I was like, okay, this is like, it's a golden opportunity for this to help people around the world and especially help like children and the youth around the world. So that's what I wanted to like bring it to life essentially.
Yeah. That's incredible, guys. I'm sure it's going to be very successful. And funny thing, now that we're talking about that, all the scientific things I know are from a cartoon called, I don't know if you know it, it's called the Magic Bus. So, yes.
Yeah.
And exactly, yes. I'm sure that's so effective because I still remember everything. So when you know how to give that information to kids, it really stuck with them. Like it's amazing. So I'm having more questions for you. So let's start with the first one, and it's if you can collaborate with any famous person, dead or alive, who would you pick and why?
So for me, I kind of have a cheat answer to this because it's not really necessarily one person. It's rather a team, I guess, of people or like an existing entity. There is a YouTube channel that you can find. They're called Kurtzagat. And they make this really informative and fun videos about all kinds of science, not necessarily microbiology, but they have this really great way of presenting information and also just the way they illustrate things, the art style that they use. It's a lot of fun, and I personally get a lot out of those videos, and I'd love to like collaborate with them and like get them to help kind of nail down some more of the science and stuff of the board game, and also just like to get their actual artists to do the artwork and stuff for our board game. I think that'd be just really cool and really fun to work with them.
That's very interesting and very fun, I'm sure. What about you, Kevin?
Okay, so mine's also like a hack answer because the person I'd be picking is like Mr. Beast. If you can't beat them, join them. So I'd probably collaborate with Mr. Beast because of his insane influence. And since kids are already watching mind-numbing content, at least some percentage of it can be diverted to the project, which can actually improve their life. So yeah.
That's very marketing oriented. So it's so you. Good answer. Okay, so next question would be, if you could make one wild change to your project, something out of the box, what would it be and why?
So this is kind of, the first thing I want to bring up is actually this kind of funny story about early on in the development of the board game. We actually had considered switching over to a TCG, or that stands for trading card game. So that's something like Pokemon or Yu-Gi-Oh, Magic the Gathering, any of these games where the parts of the game are not guaranteed for you to get. Like you can't just buy a box with all the pieces. You have to go to the store to buy packs of these cards and stuff. So we actually thought about that really early on as an idea, which would have been a very dramatic shift away from kind of the original vision and where we ended up. So that's not necessarily something that I would do, but it's just kind of like a fun fact about how we got here. I think something that I'd really like to do that I didn't really have time for this semester is to add AR components to the game. Because a lot of the stuff in the game, it's like mechanics and rules and like how to play the actual game. And a lot of the stuff is just named after the scientific concepts. But it'd be really fun to have an AR component where, let's say you have a card and it has all the rules on it, and you look at the card through your phone, and it brings up like an alternate overlay of the card that just has the science. So that way, if you're looking at like a card and it has this weird bacteria monster on it, and you want to learn more about it, you look at it with some sort of AR app that we put together, and then it would tell you about the real life inspiration for what this bacteria is, what it can do, what scientists are researching now with it. I think, yeah, that'd be something that I would have done if I had more time.
I mean, I'm sure these can be your future plans for the project, right?
It's true, probably.
That's good. And what about you, Kevin?
Yeah, so adding on to what he previously said about the YouTuber, it would be adding like a cartoon/animation series. Mm-hmm. So that is, since a game is more, it has a higher barrier to access, especially for kids, since they don't have any funds to like deploy by themselves, while media is something which they can consume for free. So I would add like a animated like series to go along with it, sort of like Pokemon. It goes hand in hand. It kind of like brings awareness, educates, but also diverts attention to the product itself. So yeah, that would be what I would want to do.
That's amazing. Like the way we talked earlier about this magic school bus, I'm sure it works. Like I would love to watch if you do it, I would love to watch it for sure. Okay, so next question would be, what's one word or phrase you want people to remember or catch from this book?
I'm going to default probably to fun.
Okay.
Because that's the essence of what a board game hinges on, right? If it's not fun, no one's going to play it, and if no one plays it, then it can't serve its purpose as a tool for education, or just something that people can gather together and make some memorable moments with. So, I think for me, yeah, fun, yeah.
Okay.
I think it would be. Okay, this is a little controversial, but I would say survival of the fittest, because that encapsulates what the game is.
Okay, that's two good words. I feel like each response of you guys is very authentic to your background, some kind of way. I don't know how to explain it, but yeah, you do. It's a very good team. I like it. Okay, so last question, unfortunately. What's next after this Supernova moment? Where do you see yourself next, or your projects?
For me, I think this is kind of something that Kevin and I are both working together on. Is just like further improving the game. There is a lot to do that we can work on to make it more refined. Just because we've worked on a very limited time frame for this.
True.
So improving a little bit more about the rules, and of course making it look even better. Neither of us are graphic artists or designers, so we kind of had to figure things out ourselves. I mean, I'm happy with where it is, but obviously, like if we can hire a professional,
you can give me a call if you want.
Oh, maybe,
I would love to work with you.
So like yes, improving the visuals of everything to make it just look even better, because that's the number one way that people get into board games, right? They see the art, they see the designs, and they're like, oh, it looks cool, and then they buy it. So working on that, maybe that AR component as well, and then also like I'm sure Kevin will talk a little bit about this with his answer, but we're gonna start like a Kickstarter and hopefully get this thing crowdfunded. Yeah.
Amazing. Okay.
Yeah. So it's just at this point, the prototype is a very good prototype. It works. We know it functions. So it's just about fine tuning, making it polished and presentable mainly. So because of that, we'll need like external help. We'll probably need to outsource some graphic designers and yeah, just to get the product more polished. And once we get the product more polished, the next step would be taking it to the customer. So since we don't have a lot of capital, like he said, we'll be going through like Kickstarter, which is like crowdfunding, and this would help us to get more legitimacy to the product. So after, let's say, if it goes well, then we would want to transition over and try to approach like publishers, because we also spoke to a senior in a publishing house in the US. So his advice was to like follow this route. So ideally we want to like polish everything up, then present it. If it does well, then take it forward most probably.
That's incredible. I'm very sure it's gonna do well, because it has a lot of purpose and you have a lot of goals, right? So I'm pretty sure it's gonna be amazing. And hopefully we're going to see their game on Industry Day. So don't forget to come, and thank you for being here, guys.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.